Hi guys! Thanks for joining me. Well, it's 8:30 on Saturday night in the UK. It's the 7th of May 2016, and that is quite relevant to this chat because what's about to happen? Well, pretty much put Xmod and Imod to bed. This is serious chat about hacking on a complete new level. This will change how you view Supercell and the game, the ability of somebody to walk into Supercell servers and take what they want to take. This conversation is completely non-biased. In fact, I thoroughly enjoyed speaking to the person I'm about to introduce you to. Sit back, listen, be really interested in your thoughts. D3 has agreed to chat afterwards. And you can ask questions if you want to ask questions. Feel free to ask questions in the comment section. I'll pose this to him next time we chat. D3 has got a broken English accent and he is a really nice guy. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoy this. On with the show! Okay, going live in 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, thanks very much for joining me. Well, this is the exclusive I was talking about. I've managed to have a chat with a guy called D3, who is, in my opinion, a very, very good hacker. He has got into Supercell servers and he's managed to do what I would call the impossible. So, D3, I'd really like you, just for the benefit of the listeners, and just so they can get a feel of who you are, if you could just spend maybe a few minutes just telling me about yourself, or what you do and how you do it. I'm not talking about necessarily the Supercell stuff or the Clash of Clans stuff, but just generally how you got to where you are.
Hello everyone. I'm D3 and I'm from the subcontinent. And I am a game developer, a game programmer for my profession. And I like to poke around. It started way back when I was back in school, I guess, or maybe in college, early college, when I started to look for stuff here and there. This was way before mobile gaming was popular or anything like that. I used to poke around in websites and other stuff like that. And I used to look what I could extract or find exploits and stuff like that. And from there, it just carried on. I made a few stuff for websites and a few apps, and eventually I started playing Clash, and I got hooked like everyone else. And from there, I started looking how it was working, how it communicated. I wanted to learn the architecture and stuff like that. And from there it started. While I was going through their files and their communication and how it works, I found few, what should I call it, some stuff that should not have been there, at least not visible. And it led me, one thing led to another, and eventually I got to a stage where I am right now.
So when you say okay, thanks for that. I don't want to go into too much of the detail now. You talked about being able to access Supercell servers and something that shouldn't have been there and stuff. I'd really like to pick that up once we move on to this, basically what you can do and how well you can do it. But it's important that I understand now some of what you can do, but it's important that we give the listeners a perspective so that they can understand what you can do as well. Does that make sense, D3?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so I was thinking about the way that we could do this would be that, for example, say if I picked a clan and I then say, because you're obviously not going to be in that clan, are you?
Yeah, I won't be in that clan. You can pick a closed clan if you want, any clan.
So okay, so we're gonna this is pretty much gonna be a live demonstration, and I'm gonna pick. So I basically pick a clan, and then you can start giving me very specific information about that clan. Is that the best way to describe it?
Let's start from there, and from there we will build it up.
Okay, great. Okay, so right, we're gonna start off with. I'm gonna start off with the Fair Play clan because Fair Play clans are inevitably hard to get into. So you've got the likes of One Hive, but I've picked a specific clan and I've asked some friends for a clan that they thought was really, really tight. And there's one called Aussie Addicts. And
Uh,
I don't. I don't know anything about them. I've never been in them. So a lot of this information we're going to have to base it on the time that we're doing this interview. So, for example, we're having this chat now. It's now Saturday, I'm just going to get the date 7th of May, and the time is 19:14 hours. That's 7:14 p.m. So that's going to be relevant to the information that you give me, right?
yeah, it will be.
Okay, so I'm guessing I've give you the clan name, and you're gonna pretty much tell me about that clan. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. So that. All right. So Aussie Addicts, right?
Yeah. So just to make sure we get the same one, if I'm just gonna open up the clan tag here, the clan tag is so it's #8 Romeo Golf Quebec Papa. So that's 8RGQP, and then 80U uniform. So that's hashtag 8RGQP80 uniform.
Okay.
Just to
Right.
make sure we've got the same clan. And if I was to Google, or not Google that clan, if I was to look at that clan from
Yeah.
my base, I
Okay.
would see
I
Jude
guess
as the
I have.
top.
Yeah, I have the right hand open. I guess 35 by 50 members. That's the one, correct?
So
18 plus.
35 members of 50. That's what I can see whenever I
Yeah.
search through the game.
Yeah, 18 plus adult perfect and YouTube clash with. Yeah, that's the one.
Yes,
Okay.
so YouTube clashes.
So okay. So they have won 217 wars. That's what everyone can see. They have also lost 48 wars, and they have fight 7 wars. I don't think many can see that. Also, they are level 9 clan on way to level 10, and they have about 6,651 clan XP right now.
Wow.
And yeah.
So hang on a second. You can see there.
So
You can see the clan XP.
yeah, I can see how many wars they lost, how many wars they tied, how much clan XP they have. Yeah, I can see that.
So you can see that without being in the clan, right?
Yeah, without being in the clan.
Okay. What else can you see
Okay.
then?
Okay, let's see what else they have to offer. Okay, so they are in a war, 25 by 25.
Right.
The war they will start in about 13 hours. I'm rounding it up.
Okay. So what is that? So they're currently in preparation day.
Yeah, they are in preparation. Their war will end in 1 day, 12 hours, a few minutes, 30 plus minutes. But yeah, their war day will start in about 12 hours, 13 hours almost.
Okay. So you just told me. Sorry. How many are in the war?
25.
Okay. So you're talking about a clan that you're not in, that I've just given you a few minutes ago, not even a few minutes ago, and you've basically told me there's 25 versus 25, and you've given me the exact. Well, you can give me the exact time that their war starts. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you see who they're warring against or not?
Who are they in war against right now?
Yeah.
Not right now. Once their war day starts, I will be able to see that.
Okay, so once preparation day's over and
Hmm.
they start attacking, or what happens?
No, once the preparation day is over, I will be able to see that.
Okay. Wow. So
And yeah, sure.
I was just gonna say, so of those 25, what kind of so you got 25 people and more. What kind of information can you see there? Can you see who it is or anything, or the weights and stuff like that?
Yeah, yeah, I can see who there is. Their number one guy, Jude is in there. Then I'm speaking. I'm going to the list trophy wise. Then their leader is in there. The number third guy, J Dam AF is not in there. Number fourth, the elder, J J Chorus, J Cobras. I don't know how to pronounce it. He's
Okay.
in there. Then Master Builder is in there. Then DTN is in there. Then Brando 82 is in there. Musa is in there. Rebex 0V is in there. The Menace is in there. Kim is in there. Hit Me If You Can is in there. Z2LL, Z Juju L is in there. Cone is in there. Mr. Denice is in there. Phoenix is in there. Ryan is in there. Sneaky is in there. Then Yoda, Pirate 2, Brandon 83, Dion, then Ninja, Deathwish, Clan Mascot, and Bender 25.
Wow. Wow. Okay. That
So,
is insane. Right. Okay. So yeah. Keep going. Tell me what else you can see. Then that's wow. I'm
mm, well, right now they have they're in 25 war, 25 week 25 war, and they have 26 guys opted in out of 35, and rest are opted out. I can also tell who exactly is opted in. Uh, so instead of being opted, for example, I just told earlier that JDAM AF is is not involved, right? And he's also opted out. Let me
yeah.
find one who is in not involved but opted in. Let's see. Sorry, this is taking a while.
No, that's
Going
fine.
through all the numbers and everything. Okay. Their number 20th guy, Z for Do, with 2206 trophies, is opted in, but he is not involved right now. So
What's it?
that's extra.
What was the trophies on that guy? To
Uh, 2206, number 20th guy.
2206. So that's Z4 do.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's what are you saying? He's opted in, but he's not in war.
Yep. He's opted in, but he's not involved. And I can tell
Wow,
that without being in clan.
that's crazy. So say if I was to pick somebody out of that clan, right? Would you be able
Right.
to tell me anything about that player?
Uh, their war rates once their war actually starts, because I didn't know about this plan before, but now I know. And once their war day starts, I can tell their weights. Right now, I can tell what their war CC request is, what their normal CC request is, and what bases they have. By what bases I mean that everyone can have 6 bases, 3 farm bases, 3 war bases. I can see all 6 of them, not just the one they have set active, but I can actually see all the bases.
Wow.
And
Okay.
after that,
So
so what
sorry.
should we
Let me just
start?
confirm that. Right. I'm sorry. It's a lot to take in. So you're telling me that you can pick a player in that clan. You can see all 6 of their bases. That includes their 3 farming bases and 3 war bases, and you can see their clan castle requests.
Yeah, both for normal farming rate and the war CC test.
Okay, okay, just because I don't know whether any of these guys will listen to this chat, but say if we, for example, say if we picked a player, right? I'm just having a look here at their description. So Bernardo 81B, he's the leader.
He is the leader.
He's currently sat on. If I again, I'm just looking through my normal, through my searching for whatever
Yeah,
clans, and I can see the leader is Bernardo 81B. Yeah.
yeah.
What can you tell me about
Uh,
him?
His war request is 4 loons, 4 minions, and 7 goblins. That's what he's taking in war defense CC. And his normal CC request is defensive, poison, tanks.
Wow. So you can pretty much see how he plays the game. You can see that he has what he. So when you said, so right, okay, there's a couple of things you said there. You first of all, just need to clarify. You said that you can see his war request. Yes.
Yes, I can see his war request.
Which is you said was a
4 loons, 4 minions, and 7 goblins, I think. Let me confirm it again. Yep.
Okay, and these guys are still in prep day, so that's live information.
Yeah, that's live information.
Wow. And the other thing was you said you could see a second request for him. What was that?
Defensive, poison, tanks. That's the request is set for his normal CC. The one using farming and everything else.
Wow. Okay. That's crazy, right? Okay, let's stay with that one player. What else can you tell me about him?
Okay, let's see. I'm going to do some simple math. And he's going to get a gem box in 12 hours.
In 12 hours time from... Okay, so hang on. You've just told me when this guy is going to get his next gem box, right?
Yep.
Okay, so... right, let me just digest this for a second. So the time here is 1926 hours, and the date is the 7th of May 2016, and you're telling me that in 12 hour time, so at 7:26 in the morning UK time, he will get another gem box.
Yep, and to be exact, it will be 11 hours 55 minutes and about 56 seconds.
Wow.
So let's round it up to 12 hours. Yeah.
That's crazy. It is crazy what you can do. What else can you do? I mean, this is a whole new level of... I mean, I've modded and I understand mod and stuff like that, but this is on a new level of... what would you describe what we do? How would you describe it? If you were just say we've just met in a pub, and you say, I say to you, right, we're having a conversation. I say, yeah, I play this game Clash of Clans, and you say, oh, I can do this crazy stuff with Clash of Clans. How would you describe it?
That's a tough question. Actually, there's so much that I can do with my mod that I have made that it is hard to squeeze it in, let's say, 1 or 2 words. To summarize it, I would say that I'm actually playing a game on a different level. Maybe I can see whatever anyone is doing. I can hunt clans if I want to. I can see what exactly is going on in their clan. I can see their wall attacks. Actually, I can see everyone's wall attack too. No matter what clan it is closed, I do not need to be inside a wall to see them. But yeah, I can see anyone's wall attack or anything like that.
And you just said that the mod that you're using, what is this mod? Is this something that you've designed, or is this something you've been given?
Yeah. I'm the programmer behind it. I have another guy helping me do stuff, but I'm the main guy who programmed it.
And why would you make something like this? What drove you to do it?
I did want to make something like that. I was simply, like I mentioned in beginning, I was simply interested in understanding how Clash of Clans was working. But from there, when I saw this stuff, I was like, wow, let's make it. So it wasn't my original intention to make it, but eventually, yes.
So you've literally taken your ability to... You were obviously a trained programmer. Is that fair to say, or have you self-taught?
I'm a programmer, yeah.
So you're a trained programmer, and you've literally taken... So okay, do you play Clash of Clans?
Yeah, I am a max round 11. Yeah.
And do you enjoy it?
I actually enjoy this part more than the actual game. I've played it for so long that I'm actually bored from the game a bit. but this thing keeps me interested.
And so when did you lose interest in the game? What was it that made you lose interest in Clash of Clans?
Mm, with one point, I would say December update, the Town Hall 11th update.
And that was around
That was like,
Christmas time or something, wasn't it?
yeah, I was about to give up game there.
And how long have you been able to do this sort of stuff?
I was able to do simple stuff for over a year, maybe. But some of this is advanced and it evolved after December.
And what was it that changed? What happened? Was it Supercells? Was it their security weakened, or did you get better at what you do, or what happened that changed the playing field?
I actually got more time to spend on this stuff than playing game. The game was putting me away, so that time redirected me here. I could have done this if I had. I didn't actually really put an effort for it before.
And then you spent some time on it, and you've literally been able to. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it, but you've literally walked through Supercell servers and taken any information that you like.
Yeah, sort of.
So,
Not exactly all. They have some firewalls there. They have some protections there, but some information is not as well protected as it should be.
and okay, so what have they got? Have they got like security weaknesses or something, or is it how would you explain this to me? Say that I'm really simple when it comes to the technology side of it, and I'm nowhere near that. In fact, I wouldn't even describe myself as anywhere near what you can do. But what's happened that that enables you to literally have an open door and walk in?
Actually, they left the door open. I didn't open the door myself. It's like instead of giving me the key to one door, they gave me key to whole house.
Really?
So instead of just giving me key to viewing clan, they gave me key to everything inside clan.
It's crazy. I it's absolutely crazy. So I mean, are Supercell, are they not secure, or are they, what do you think's went wrong?
Actually, they put in a lot of effort to try to make themselves self-secure. But as a programmer, I can understand that when there is going to be a program, there are going to be bugs. There are going to be people like me and Nazis and the Xmod team who are going to exploit it. It is going to happen no matter what. They
Yeah.
actually put in a lot of effort. Believe me or not, they actually put in a lot of effort, as you might have seen from this recent update, the Fable update. They are detecting stuff and like that. Actually, they have been putting in stuff for a lot of time. Before December update was a major change in their backend. They put in encryption and more stuff. For example, there was a site called warclans.com. It stopped working after December update, if you remember.
And whenever you go onto their servers, can they see you, or is there any way that they know you're there, or are you completely silent?
They can probably see if they want to, but I take uh, steps to avoid detection. The difference is that unlike Imod or Xmod, which is being done on a large scale, I'm doing this on a small scale, so they don't really care. But I do take some steps to avoid detection.
And when it comes to iMod and Xmod, I mean, what do you think of those services, or those mods? What's your feelings towards them? And I know, and obviously it's such a big issue at the minute with the banning and stuff like that. But what do you think of those guys that have been, fighting against Supercell systems for a long time, and
Well,
nobody. Just give us your opinion on that. I'd be really interested to hear that.
as a programmer, I respect Najis and Xmod team a lot. Actually, Najis more because Xmod literally rips the core code out of Najis app and ports it for Android and stuff like that. They are, what should I say, total cheaters or thieves. Like they actually steal Nadis work. There is no denying that. But as a programmer, I do respect both of them. And for future of mods, I think they might be over. Mods are always going to stay, but it is always going to be so risky to use them that you're always going to risk if you want to use mods. And after a while, the number of people who are going to use mods is going to decline so much that it won't even matter. Supercell basically with the latest update turned the table on mods. Before, mods were ahead and Supercell were catching up. They were adding security, they were adding patches and stuff like that. Now they have turned the table. If a mod misses one step, it's game over for all the accounts.
What do you think it is they've changed?
I don't think they've changed anything in the lib. Actually, I see their code and stuff like that. And there are not many detection on client side. I think what they have started is they are detecting stuff on server side now. There were few client side stuff before, but they are still there, and I don't think they are detecting it from client side anymore. So they have changed their approach. Before, when you mod it, even if they knew, they wouldn't take any action. But now they ban you, and they have changed their approach. So that shift is, I think, the biggest uh, reason that mods are getting so risky. Also, on detection, yeah.
No, sorry, you were going there. I interrupted you. You said also on detection.
Yeah, as I was just summarizing that on detection, I still think that no matter how much client-side stuff we try to hide, how much detection Nadis tries to hide on client-side, eventually they are going to detect it on server. It may take a while for them to do so, but since they have all the logs, they can analyze stuff and they can eventually pick up something that, okay, this guy is modding.
Do you think that Supercell have always known since mod came out that people have been doing it and they've just failed to do anything about it?
Yeah, there was a major policy shift. Actually, whenever there is a policy shift, it I'm a game programmer myself. So even if there are cheaters in my game, I would be very much hesitant to ban them because the wheels are already set. They are moving. Everything is going smoothly. Even some players might complain, but things are going nice. When I try to change stuff, it or to ban them or to do anything, there is a chance that game might break. People might get turned off. I've seen games actually go down a bit, totally go bankrupt. Like once they put in some stuff like that that they didn't fix since start. With this change, Supercell I guess took a big bet, but they calculated it right, I guess.
That's a really
They
interesting.
knew to answer your question. Yeah, they knew, but they weren't really going to. Um, what should I say? Take the bet. But now, as you can, everyone can see that cash is declining. Craft Royale is coming up. Game of War is topping. Clash of Clans in top grossing stuff. So now they can take chances. Now they are trying to again try to change stuff to stop the game from dying. So now they can take the bet. But before everything was going smooth for them, I don't think they were. Even if they knew, actually they knew, and everyone. It was a white elephant in the room. Everyone knew mod existed. Everyone knew about that. Supercell knew, but they didn't do anything because they weren't going to try a change that would have uh, killed their, I should say, golden goose or something like that.
Yeah. So, what do you think that the modding was so bad in Clash of Clans that to take the action that they've done could potentially kill the game?
Uh, it wasn't what modding was doing so bad in Clash of Clans that it was like players were already hooked on modding, right? There were clans full of modders who would coordinate stuff and do model attacks. Top players were using mods to stay online. No one can stay online for 24 hours like they stay. So yeah, it was widespread. When you remove a widespread thing, that causes a problem. It's not but how much effect it's having, it's but that how much spread it is. People were used to mod of Clash of Clans. They were not used to original Clash of Clans. Now, once the Supercell takes action against those modders, those mod programs, uh, those guys have to move back. Now there is a change. When there is a change, people resist. Some adjust, some don't. Those who don't, they drop out. That means loss in revenue for Supercell.
Yeah. So do you think the reason that they didn't drop the banhammer on modding sooner was purely revenue based?
Yeah, I seriously think that.
Wow, it would make sense though if you think about it, that actually the modding community potentially could contribute most of the expenditure. When I say most, I mean I don't know. I mean maybe you'll be in a better place to give me what you think on that. Do you think that when we say I mean I've no idea on the playing figures or anything of Clash of Clans, but on a percentage basis, what would you say if you were to say, right, I would guess X amount were modding, for example? What do you think that would be?
I guess the main casual players of Clash of Clans, they mostly didn't mod. Most of their players, those players didn't care for trophy pushing. They didn't care about war winning, losing. For them, the majority of the Clash play for them, it was just a normal game, a time pass. But for the dedicated players, the players who bring in revenue, the players who spend time, who spend money on the game, I would say majority of them. Again, apologies to the fair play community. They are also dedicated players. But when I there were for example, the trophy pushers. Uh, it I guess considering how much time they have to spend online to stay there, and actually there were screenshots of some top guy who was the first to break 5K trophies. There was a screenshot of him using mods, and
Oh,
Supercell
really?
didn't take any action. Yeah, there was his Instagram photo in which he had like 11 devices open, and some of them had mod, others had straps visible, and you can tell that he was using mods. But Supercell didn't take any action. That's another story. That was before the fair trade update stuff like that. But yeah, that gives you an idea that the top players, the trophy pushers, the mods were actually widely used there. And then in the competitive war scene, there were many open modern clans, and then there were the moderators who were in fair play can who came out. Some of them came out after the fair play update. Some went on 2 week vacation, and that's how we found out. But yeah, they were there. There is no denying they were in fair play clans, and obviously they were there in modding clans. So I guess from uh, the competitive scene, there were many modders there, but not for the casual. I don't think there were many casual players who modded.
So if you can say, for example, you were able to look at a player and the access that you currently have and the stuff that you can see, and I mean the stuff you've demonstrated to me, would you be able to tell if somebody mods or not?
No, that I cannot tell. Because what I can do is I can access stuff on Supercell server. Mods are on your devices. When you play a game via mod, you send some stuff to Supercell. From it, they can detect, but they don't store it there, or they don't put it there. So for me, what I can say is what they have stored there. So this stuff doesn't get stored.
Okay, so I've got you.
If
So
if
basically, you're saying that whatever's sent from their device and it doesn't stay on the server, you can't see, but anything they do send from their device to the server, it remains on the server that you can see. Is that right?
Yeah, I can see that. For example, I was mentioning that I can see all 6 bases of a player. It's there on their server, right? I can see that. But if they send some sim attack data there, Superset doesn't store that. or it doesn't store that publicly for me to see. It may store that for their logging purposes or analytic purposes, but they don't store it on public server to which I have access, on which I have access.
Okay. It's fascinating stuff, and it's really interesting to hear your view on the fact that actually Supercell have known about modding for a long time, and they could have stopped it a long time ago, and they didn't. What do you think?
Yeah.
And I guess this isn't, I'm not talking from a programmer's, well, I am actually. I'm going to ask you from a programmer's point of view. What do you think changed that they felt they had to do something about it now?
Can you please repeat?
Yeah, sure. So they obviously started banning players, and they started talking about this Psychic Octopus, which, I'll ask you about in a second. But what do you think changed in Supercell's strategy, if you like, against modding? What was it that made them start to ban people now and not before?
I guess it is all about it was the right time to do it. As I mentioned that before Clash of Clans was going on top, and there was no need to try something that would have brought it down. But now that it is already going down, they can change stuff and uh, take risk that it may bringing it up again. Once something is set, there is a proverb in programmers circle that uh, don't touch anything that is working. Don't try to fix something that is already working. Right? You do not touch that. So I guess that's what Supercell did. Clash of Clans was already working in terms of revenue and stuff like that. So they didn't do anything then. But now that it is going down in charts and other games are coming up, they can try it now.
That's really interesting. That's such an interesting point of view, and actually, it makes, in my opinion, it makes perfect sense. That a game would be, and so do you think that Clash of Clans is actually dying then, as far as if you were to look at the game's life, do you think that it's on its way out, or what's your opinion of it?
It has definitely gone down. There's no denying that the activity has gone down, which is why they turned down the training time to keep people actually inside game, to keep them playing. Um, to say that it is dying might be a bit exaggerated, but it has definitely gone down enough for them to take action and to try stuff to bring it back. If they do not do anything, it will die. But right now, it is not in the dying stage, it is like a bit going down towards that stage.
So this, you think this update then was very much like a life belt, like a rubber ring, chucking it in the water to somebody that's
Yeah,
struggling?
I guess with this update, their main aim is to keep people inside Clash. For example, before Town Hall 10 update, when you could keep town halls outside for free shield and stuff like that, armies were simple. Bards work very perfectly. But now you have to train golem and war armies and stuff like that. It takes time. People don't play Clash that much. They train armies. They go offline for 3 hours while the army trains, and once they come back, and after 3 hours, so that changes stuff because the time they spend inside game has gone down. But after this update, in which they reduce time of golems or and dragons to 15 minutes and stuff like that, I guess people will play more game because armies will train quickly and they won't be closing game for 3 hours anymore. So yeah.
It's really interesting, and yeah, so it's almost trying to. It's almost so. This is almost like a. Do you think this is just one step of many that they're going to do to try and save the game?
Yeah, I guess the fair play announcement was the first step they wanted to try, and after that, I guess there will be many more updates like this, which won't be much feature oriented. Like there won't be many new defenses or stuff like that, but there will be many small changes which improve the gameplay or players' engagement. Actually.
It's really interesting, and okay, so that comes back to the sorts of things that and the access that you can get, where you can literally I mean, we talked about it earlier, and you can literally walk onto their servers and take whatever information you want. So whenever they roll out an update, for example, where does that leave you?
Actually, there's another guy, another friend of mine. He posts stuff on Reddit. His name is Spencer. Let me see if I pronounce it. Yeah, his name is Spencer. He's very good at this stuff. What he does is that he sniffs stuff. What I can do, I sniff stuff from their live servers, right? What he can do is that he can get stuff from their development and production servers. So
Right.
he can actually post those updates before Supercell announces it themselves. So for example, the recent update which removed traps and stuff like that, both me and him knew uh, about 2 weeks before update actually hit that traps data will be removed from replays.
Okay. And what? So sorry, you said Spencer was your friend. Is that right, or is it just an acquaintance you've
Yeah,
picked up?
Spencer is yeah. Uh, well, we share information, we share our knowledge, and whenever I need something or I want guidance, I send him stuff. If he notices anything nice or unique which will interest me, he sends me. So it's a friendship-like relationship.
Yeah. And so you send him stuff as well.
Yeah, sometimes, for example, that he didn't know how to ghost, how ghosting worked. I sent him some instructions or how how it worked. Not exactly the files or stuff which were needed for ghosting, but I explained him the process just to give an example. Yeah, so that's how it works.
That's really interesting. So when it comes to ghosting and stuff like that, do you know who discovered that kind of thing?
Hard to say. I discovered ghosting on my own, separate from what everyone else was doing. Uh, but yeah, other people also discovered it. For example, should I talk about how research ghosting worked? Or you there?
Yeah. Sorry, honestly, I'm so fascinated by what you've got to say, and it's like it is literally like another world. Um, yeah, it's I thought
So yeah,
whenever.
about ghosting, there were 2 to 3 ways. The first one was the Wi-Fi one, where you turned off Wi-Fi and stuff like that. The second one was when you changed game files, and the third one was when you changed game speed. Without going into more detail, so that's how essentially on high level they work.
Yeah.
Uh, I discovered ghosting on my own, but there were obviously some other guys who were doing that too. So yeah, multiple people discovered. I guess hard to just pinpoint one person and give him credit.
Yeah. So all this stuff you can do, what do you intend to do with it, or what's your goal with this?
For me, it's just fun. I have no plans to make any money like Nadis. Well, he's a smart one. Um, I guess he did the smart thing. I should have done it, but I didn't, and I do not plan to do it. For me, it's just curiosity of what is happening, and I should, for example, when I knew ghosting existed, I had to do it because I had the curiosity, and to satisfy it, I needed to just get done with it. So yeah, for me, it's just knowledge gathering and curiosity and some fun. By fun, I mean, for example, I didn't mention it before, but when a clan presses search, I can see that they have pressed search. When a clan presses cancel search, I can see it who actually they put in search, I can say, not just the guys who opted in, but for example, they put in few non-opted in guys too. I can see that. So for me, hunting is fun. I sometimes hunt clans for fun, but yeah, that's about it. For me,
What's
it's
what's
just for
what,
fun and no profit involved.
I mean, what's been your most high profile hunt? What's the best hunt you've done with the stuff that you can do. So basically, using your own skills, that includes ghosting or whatever else you do. What's been your best hunt?
What's been my best friend? I guess I would mention two of them. When I beat the clan with most war wins, and the second one in the war wins leaderboard too. I beat both of them. Yeah, so that was fun.
so,
And
so
when I
you
said I beat
basically
them,
hang on. That's pretty big, right? So you've basically hunted the top two clans in the world and beat them.
yeah, basically, yeah. And when I say I hunted them, it wasn't just me alone. Obviously, there were few people with me. Um, I cannot do all the war attacks. Actually, I didn't do a single war attack in both those hunts. I was just there hunting them, pressing search and stuff like that. There were other people involved who should get equal credit, if not more, than me. But yeah,
So
for
you
me,
for
it
those
is.
hunts. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go on ahead.
Mhm. No, no, sure. I was done.
I was just going to say, so for those hunts, for example, is that where you used the stuff that you can do now, and you got all the information that you needed to get, and then you would get the say, for example, you look at their last couple of wars, look at their weights, make sure that you had the right players in war. Is that the kind of stuff that you did for it, or what was your role in those?
I had their weights. I had their last words. By last word, I mean I could see their bases. I could see their attacks. I could see what sort of bases they used, and what sort of attacks those guys used. And obviously, I can see their CC and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, and obviously the stuff like when they press search and when they cancel.
So then you combine the skills that you have and
Mm.
then Imod, which Nat created or Nat made. You're not going to lose that, right?
Yeah, obviously, I wasn't. Well, here's a fun fact. I have never used Imod. I've never used Xmod. For me, it has always been my own tools. Uh, I it will surprise a lot of guys that I have never used them. Yeah, for me, it has always been stuff like that. Actually, this reminds me of something. When I hunted one stop, it's the second highest win clan. Some 300, I don't know how many wins. But yeah, they have the second highest win count in Clash of Clans. When I hunted them, uh, it was when Supercell hit that update in which they have removed traps. So if you remember, during that time, iMod was broken in a sense that it didn't show live traps at all. It didn't show uh, traps which were in case you had missed live, it didn't show those traps,
Yeah.
and there was no mod working during that war. During that war, I made my own mod, which was obviously done before iMod, which showed me traps, live traps, and obviously tag and stuff like that. So yeah, that war when we hunted, mod was not working, and I had to come up with something quick to help the guys.
How long did that take to make something like that?
Uh, 2 to 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you literally created your own mod within 2 to 3 hours.
yeah, yeah. I didn't had anything like that before. I created on runtime in 2 to 3 hours. Yeah.
But do you not look back at this, right? I'm just listening to what you're saying and what you can do, and we touched on it earlier that Natus is probably, he's probably, let's be honest, he's probably a millionaire, right?
Probably. Yeah. No denying that.
He's gonna have
He's a
made
smart
he's gonna have made a lot of money. And do you not sort of feel like I could have done that?
man. Yeah, I could have done that, but for some reason it doesn't interest me. If this thing goes public, think of what it will do to game. uh, there are already hunts there. It will make everything so much easier. People will get hunted all the time. The environment will become so hostile. uh, I actually a bit care about the game maybe, and I'm not actually interested in using it for commercial purposes or stuff like that.
You're just doing it for fun and you're doing it for the buzz of it.
Yeah, for fun and for knowledge, and yeah.
Yeah, and I think, actually, having spoken to you, I think I understand where you are with it. And, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds to me as if you are you're a computer programmer and you really enjoy what you do, and you've enjoyed a game, and you've decided, you know what, as part of my game, this is from your personal stance, I'm going to push this to the limits and I'm going to get what I can back from it. And in some ways, is that your kind of buzz? Is that what keeps you going with it?
Yep, I think you put it exactly right.
So this is just about you being able to, in many ways, beat Supercell.
I've never took it that way. That it hasn't been about me beating Supercell. It has always been about me learning what I can. Uh, and it, yeah, but it is in a way beating Supercell. But yeah, but I've never taken it that way. For me, it has always been a separate stuff to satisfy my own curiosity.
It is fascinating, and I'm going to ask you just a couple more things. And I'm aware that I've taken up quite a lot of your time, but people are going to be so fascinated listening to what you've got to say, and what you've done and what you can do, and also maybe understanding the motivation that drove you behind it, and what made you do it. But I just kind of, what have you learned from this? So I just want to ask you, what have you got from your experience of doing what you do with Supercell? What can you take away from this for your own personal development, if you like, or your own personal life?
Well, let's say if I were to create my own game, I can exactly create it in a way Supercell created Clash of Clans. Let's be frank, Clash of Clans is very good when it's come to gameplay. I mean, it is very responsive. Uh, the stuff that happens on live time and other stuff, it is fascinating as a programmer. And that optimizations they have done to make this thing possible, I've learned that too. And obviously, by doing this stuff, I've also learned how not to make their mistakes, which gave me access, all the success.
I think it's fascinating. So you've you've potentially learned how to make a game like Supercells, but make it more secure.
Yeah, you can say that, but there's a lot more to a game than just programming and stuff. I guess programming is like 20% of the game, and less 80% would be marketing. So I cannot in any way create a competitor to Clash of Clans that is more secure because I do not have the marketing skills or knowledge. But yeah, as a programmer, I do have enough knowledge to create a clone if I want.
It's incredible, and I just think that, the way, it's interesting what you said earlier on about the where the game's gone, what it's gone through, and the fact that, if I was to summarize what we've talked about, is, Supercell have known all along that there's been mods, and they have been in a position where they could have done something about it, but they chose not to, and that was most likely based on revenue and income, and they didn't want to affect something that was, I mean, you must agree that the game at one stage was absolutely perfect.
Yep, it was, it was, it sure was.
And then something happened where that game went from being perfect to imperfect. Do you think, I'm just going to ask you about that. Do you think that it was greed that ruined the game, or was it, what do you think actually, we talked, you mentioned about the update around Christmas time, but what do you think it was that, I'm almost asking you to second guess somebody's mindset here, but to you, in your opinion, what do you think broke the game?
But exactly, I guess it was many small steps adding up. It was a lack of communication from Supercell side. Let's be honest, they really didn't communicate with players before as they do now. They didn't really care, I would say, much for the small players and stuff like that. And the December update packed many of those features together, which made the game difficult for a casual player. And once that activity went down, it took with itself a few other players' activity too. Uh, yeah, and but that said, Supercell is very smart at what they do. Uh, they obviously would have seen that Clash of Clans was going to die. Uh, their most profitable game was going down, and they could see that. And to save the revenue stream, they launched Clash Royale at perfect time, right when they were making changes which could have been potentially game breaking for most of the players, like the Town Hall 10 update I was mentioning before,
Yeah.
11 update as I was mentioning before. They launched Clash Royale at a perfect time when players were agitated. They liked the Clash theme and they just moved the same player base which was bored from playing. Well, some players were also bored from playing the same game for a few years. So they just moved that same player base to another game from which their revenue stream remains same. So yeah, they are very smart at. Supercell is very smart at what they do, but for Clash, yeah, it is what it is.
It's really interesting what you said, and I even from somebody, I'm not in that world of programming or anything, as I've said, but I totally agree with you that actually they have released Clash Royale at the most opportune time. It's almost
Yeah,
like it was premeditated, that
yeah,
in order to keep our income going, actually, do you know what? We don't overly care about Clash of Clans, therefore we can take risks with it because we have Clash Royale as our fallback.
yeah. So they knew that they had Clash Royale, and when Clash Royale was in test markets, whenever anyone launches a game, no one goes live with it every time. They actually first launch in some test markets, they see the results, and if they are promising, they go live with it.
Yeah.
Uh, we only know about 4 games from Supercell. They actually made 33 games, rest still
Really?
in test market. Yeah.
How do you know about those
Uh,
games?
uh, Actually, there was a video they shared in which they mentioned 100 million players per in all their games were playing that day. So at the end of the video, they mentioned that to bring these 4, we killed these 33 games. I'll link it to you.
Yeah, that would be great.
So
So can I just
uh,
ask you something about Clash Royale then? Have you tried to get any access to the servers on that, or have you not bothered?
yeah, I played Clash Royale for a while. It was very addictive, which is why I uninstalled it. But yeah, while I was there, I looked at some stuff. It is built on same tech Clash of Clans is built upon. The core technology underlying that is powering Clash of Clans is same that is powering Clash Royale.
So what kind of stuff can you see on Clash Royale?
I haven't really looked deep inside it, but I had to modify my mod a bit, and it worked perfectly on Clash Royale. I could see what data server was sending or what data server had and stuff like that. I didn't really go deep into it because I was trying not to get addicted to another game like
Yeah.
which would make me spend a lot and lot and lot.
Yeah, so can I
Actually,
ask
someone did math. Please continue.
I was just gonna ask you, so have you spent money on Clash of Clans?
Yeah, not much, but still enough. About 300, I guess.
Yeah. Really interesting. So you've certainly opened my eyes up to a world that a lot of the stuff that you've said, and you definitely wouldn't have been privileged to the conversations I've had with people and all the conversations I've had with people in private. But what you've said from a programmer's point of view very much sits in line with almost the public perception of why Supercell are doing these things now and why they didn't do them earlier. And it just all unfortunately comes back to revenue, and it's almost like the gamer and the customer doesn't matter.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Supercell has to answer to their investors, and to them, they the thing that matters the most is how much money they are getting
User
back.
entered your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
That's okay. We'll delete that. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely fascinating, D3, and you know, I don't really know what else to say. Do you? I mean, is there anything else that you could tell me about, or anything else that will wow me, or not that I'm not already wowed, but is there anything? Yeah, I'm gonna leave the floor to you.
Um, well, I guess I have covered most of the stuff. It would be hard to believe for some players or some other viewers that this stuff is even possible. And maybe as a proof, I will send you war logs or completed wars of some clans like maybe One Hive, playing with COC, and yeah, towards September maybe. I'll send you some their last few wars, last couple of wars maybe. You can
Yeah,
show them to the viewers. Obviously,
yeah,
no one can
okay.
be in the clan at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, and I obviously won't get into those clans because, I don't know anybody in there. But how about we stick with the Aussie guys? You know, the one that you were
Yeah.
able to tell me information on. If after we finish chatting, if you can send me, the whatever information you get about that, and I'll post it
Well,
along.
about Aussie guys, their war didn't is about to start in, I guess, 12 hours. That was what we found out. So maybe your video will go live before the war actually ends.
Okay.
So I obviously I cannot get the war log before
Can
it
you get their
ends.
previous one?
Can I get the previous one? No, I just started tracking them now. Once I
Okay,
am tracking a clan, I can get it.
I've got you.
I didn't
Right.
knew
Okay.
that we were. Yeah.
So what about One Hive then? Can you get their current war?
Yeah, One Hive and a few others I tracked because, well, let's be frank, their attacks are fascinating and I learned stuff from them. I watched their attacks. So I do track One Hive and a few others. I would send their logs.
Okay, so if you sent me, say, I've already given the time and date out of this. It's now nearly 8:15 on Saturday, the 7th of May. And if you sent me the details of the most recent One Hive stuff, I mean, there's absolutely no way on this earth I could have got that. And I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about being authentic or having to prove you're authentic because you've done stuff and you've showed me stuff that is there's no, we don't work together, we've never met, so I wouldn't worry about
Yeah.
this stuff. I just feel incredibly blown away by what you've been able to demonstrate. And in a couple of ways, there's two ways to look at it. You could either look at it one way in that you're an exceptionally good programmer and you've been able to, access Supercell servers, hack into them, and do what you want on them. Or the other way to look at it is that Supercell's security is absolutely crap and you've been able to just walk in and do what you want. Or it's a combination of both.
Their security isn't really crap, it's a combination of both.
Okay, so I'm going to say that you're being exceptionally modest there and you're actually very, very good at what you do.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I think you are, and I think yeah, and just want to say thank you for coming on. And I said at the start of our chat that this was about being non-biased and just exploring a very interesting topic. I mean, it's certainly been interesting for me, and I could literally talk for hours and hours on end about this. I find it fascinating what you can do, and I just hope that I don't know what I expect out of this, but it's just good to point out to people this actually exists, and where you think that if you can ghost or if you can use Imod, you're only scratching the surface really, because there's something else that goes on that's much, much deeper.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot more that goes on that is much deeper than which I haven't even touched, and maybe we might in the future. But yeah, there's a lot more that goes on that is deeper than ghosting or similar training I'm on.
I would love to. And how about, okay, let's make it let's make a date, not formally but informally. Once I've processed this information and had a really good chance to think about the stuff we've talked about, and I'll put it out on my channel, and then we'll hook up maybe in a couple of weeks, and we'll see where we're at, and we'll maybe look into the deeper issues, shall we?
Let's think about that. Actually, I do not want to give Supercell too much of an info that what they are missing, so they don't close off my doors.
Okay.
Let's discuss if we can post it or not. Let me actually go through that deeper. No commitments right now, but let's see.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I totally get what you're saying. Okay, well, D3, I just want to say thank you for coming on the show, and it takes a lot of courage to come on somewhere like this. It's going to be public, and a lot of people will hear this conversation, and I want to thank you for A, coming on, but also B, your honesty, and also your expertise in what you do. So, and also there's something else. I guess the Clash community should be reassured. I know that the stuff that we talked about is literally about Supercell. The updates seem to be about Supercell trying to rescue the game, but actually you're saying I enjoy the game and I don't want to damage it, therefore this stuff won't go public. I think that's quite a big message.
Yeah. This stuff won't ever go public from my side. Maybe some other programmer can come up and use this information to piece something together, hack it, and stuff like that. But never from my side, because I actually care about the game a bit.
Yeah, and that's interesting that you enjoy the game, therefore you want to limit, if you like, the damage that could potentially be caused by something like this. And yeah, okay, well, I'm going to call that a day, and I know this is going to generate a lot of emotion, a lot of questions, and maybe if you don't want to talk about the deeper stuff and the other stuff that you can do, maybe we can address some of the questions that might come up. Would that be an option?
Yeah, and I'm definitely open to answering any question that the viewers might have. Well, if they can bear my accent, and my English isn't good because it's not my first language. But yeah, if they can still understand me and they are willing to listen to me more, sure, why not?
Thank you, and don't be hard on yourself. Your accent is absolutely fine, and I have understood every word you said. So, yeah, don't worry about that. It's not an issue at all. And thank you for the time, and hopefully we will chat very soon. We'll be in touch via private message, I'm sure, and I'll give you feedback and I'll let you know where we're at. But I just want to say thank you, and from all the people that have listened to this, thank you for listening to this. And if you have any questions, make sure you post them in the comment section or get in touch with me via Twitter, and we can take it from there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you for having me too. Thank you.